Welcome to the fairest show on television. First tonight, Joe Biden's summer keeps getting worse. But in typical fashion, Republicans continue to play a game of hold my beer. We're going to get to Republicans' unique ability to drown in the shallow end of the pool in just a minute. But first, let's talk about Mr. Biden, who got back from a 10-day beach vacation to the worst possible reception.
Mr. President! Mr. President! Mr. President! President Biden! Mr. President! Stop the question, sir. President Biden!
And it was like that all day. Zero interest in talking to the White House press corps, who was shouting, shall we say, some inconvenient questions after 10 days. But it wasn't supposed to be this way. Mr. Biden planned his 10 days at the beach strategically. He thought Hunter would plead guilty and the federal investigation would close. The elder Biden would finally publicly acknowledge his son's daughter with a stripper. Trump would be indicted, and legal scholars would immediately agree the special counsel brought an airtight case. The news cycle would blow over while the president tanned himself on a Delaware beach. Precisely none of that happened. In fact, on most of those points, just the opposite happened. Plus, the Saudis cut oil production, thus raising gas prices for everybody who also was going to be on an August vacation. And not to be left out of the fun, China and Russia sailed warships by Alaska in the most threatening naval exercise since the Cold War. Maybe it was intentional. But on the last day of his vacation, a prominent House Democrat called for a primary challenge within the Democratic Party to the sitting president.
If we don't heed that call, shame on us. And the consequences, I believe, are going to be disastrous. So my call is to those who are well-positioned, well-prepared, of good character and competency, they know who they are, to jump in, because Democrats and the country need competition.
Dean Phillips there of Minnesota, he cited a New York Times Siena College poll showing 50% of Americans want an alternate to the current president. 45% want Biden, 5% don't know. It's not surprising, given his favorability ratings, which sit right now at 43%. But Phillips, he just said the quiet part out loud. And sometimes it takes one man to say what everybody is thinking. Any fair person realizes things this summer very well might get worse for the president. At some point, he will face the press corps. He doesn't have to, technically, maybe not today or tomorrow. He certainly tried very hard today to avoid any kind of interaction. But at some point he will, and they will ask about, for example, this statement from the 2020 debate.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
We know that now to be categorically untrue. It is a lie. And we've been told for a long time that when politicians lie, you're supposed to say that. We don't know that because Republicans or Fox News says it, but because Hunter Biden said it. And there's going to be a lot more questions. Of course, Republicans continue to screw things up. And as bad of a summer as Mr. Biden is having, Trump could certainly steal the show. He's done that before. But one man just said what everybody's thinking. That's dangerous for Mr. Biden because nothing in politics is guaranteed, and it is still 6 months until Iowa. Stef Kight is here, political reporter for Axios. All right, fair to say that the president's gotten sort of a pass, perhaps a little bit over the past week because of the Trump indictment. But at some point, the economy's not going away. The Hunter Biden questions aren't going away. The issues about his age aren't going away. What's the White House's plan?
I mean, we are clearly seeing the targets that Republicans will be focused on as we go into 2024. And, you know, hearing from Dean Phillips actually saying out loud, putting out this idea that maybe we should be considering other candidates. You know, I talked to a few people in the Democratic circles, and, you know, they're brushing this off right now. They're saying, you know what, it doesn't really matter. We don't really care what the congressman has to say. We're confident that people will fall in line behind Biden. And they point to the fact that, you know, you look at the polling, the New York Times polling that shows about half the country wanting some, or half of Democrats wanting someone else.
Yeah.
it is still an improvement from where we were a year ago. You know, we've been talking about this enthusiasm problem with President Biden for a long time now. But the idea here is that the thing that most people are worried about when you dig into those numbers is age. And I think the White House sees this as an opportunity to prove to Americans that they've still done a lot for the country. And I think we're going to see them try to make that their biggest argument.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.